So the Munro Climate Change Leaders Fund is offered as an ETMF, so an active ETF. What does this mean and how is it different from some of the peers in the space?
Yeah, so when we set this fund up, we thought that it's going to be a very long-term opportunity, a 20 to 30-year opportunity, so 50 trillion revenue opportunity plus for these companies that help decarbonise the planet and basically assist with the energy transition. But we didn't feel like it was the right approach to just be static. And as I say, sort of a lot of the market went into the mindset that like the opportunity was like electric vehicles or renewable energy. We always felt it was going to be broader than that. And so we wanted our fund to basically capture more of the opportunities. For example, energy efficiency we felt was often overlooked, and the circular economy stuff was often overlooked as well, which we see as big beneficiaries of decarbonisation spending. Beyond that, we also felt that there would be periods, because we're so early in the opportunity, so if you think about the S-curve in EVs, for example, we did feel that there was going to be times to invest and times not to invest. And so we didn't want to sit there statically in a bunch of companies or sectors that we thought may come in and out of basically vogue with the market because of earnings going up and down. And so at the moment, earnings are being cut in a lot of these areas, so we don't want to be in these spaces. We want to be in the spaces that are accelerating earnings. And so we want to be very active within this space because this is a big total addressable market over a very long period of time. But the reality is, in the next few years, there's going to be areas that are growing faster than others, and we want to obviously position the fund in those faster growing areas.
And so we have seen a lot of tailwinds recently. Could you talk to current performance and where we're positioned today?
Yeah, so as I say, some of these areas are actually inflecting in terms of their growth, and at the moment, the data centre, for example, is growing very, very quickly. And so we're not investing in tech companies per se here, but what we're investing in is some of their suppliers. So think about Microsoft and AWS and Google and so forth putting in so much capacity. What does that mean? It's basically putting a lot of stress on the grid, particularly in certain areas. And so we want to invest in the companies that are going to basically debottleneck that situation. So data centre is actually a bigger contributor to emissions today than what the aviation sector is, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. So who are the companies that are going to basically help keep a lid on those emissions as the data centres itself is growing so quickly? And so it's companies involved in the heating and cooling of the data centre, it's companies involved in the power management in the data centre, it's companies involved in the insulation data centre and so forth. So those stocks have been really strong performers of recent times because of that underlying tailwind for growth. Then beyond that, what we're finding is there's been a bit of renaissance in nuclear, for example, so they've been good contributors, the stocks that we've had in there. Some of the circular economy stocks have been quite good as well because these sort of recycling projects are starting to ramp up. The renewable natural gas is starting to ramp up as well. So there's been sort of numerous pockets of growth, and then it's been about avoiding some of the areas of difficulty like I talked about with the clean transport stocks.